Well, as you just saw in our last segment, we showcase different dishes and recipes for people, but why not take it one step further today, Tim?
Why not? Here for Critters Uncaged to showcase meal plans for the animals at the U of I Wildlife Medical Clinic is Dr. Sam Sander. And Sam,
wow, this is a totally different look than we just had outside.
This is a buffet of stuff that most people don't eat.
Yes, it is. So this is just a very small example of the many different diets we might feed to the Wildlife Medical Clinic.
What types of animals are there? Let's start with that, and then maybe we can talk about what those animals are partaking of in front of us here.
Representing animals here might be baby mammals, so like an opossum or a rabbit, yes, might be over here. This might be baby birds, especially those that like to eat insects as babies.
Okay. But what's the brown stuff
in here? So brown stuff here and here is actually going to be either kitten food or puppy food.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So this next tray looks like it might be just a human toddler, most of it.
Yes, actually, so very similar. It's actually for our raccoons. And so as they're going from a milk diet and getting weaned onto a real diet, just like babies will, human babies will get weaned onto a real food diet, that's what we've got here. And so we've got lots of nice soft foods, things for them to start picking up. The white stuff around is the formula that they get fed so that it starts to smell and taste the same, and they get interested in kind of playing around with it.
Okay. And then
we have salads.
Next, yes, we do, with a lot of protein.
Yeah, so we got some salads with our protein, a little bit of veggies in there, some fruit maybe. Both of these would be fed to turtles. We've got more of an aquatic turtle, like a red-eared slider with the raspberry in there, and then the one next to it would be more for our eastern box turtle. Actually, our ambassador Hazel will be eating that this evening.
I see.
Okay, so
I'm going to talk more specifically about what's in that salad here in a minute. And then here on the end,
yeah,
we've got what appears to be a mouse and a chick and a fish.
And that is exactly what we have there. And so we're going to use that for some of our carnivores, as well as a lot of our meat-eating birds will eat this. So our raptors, the fish might go to a pelican or a heron or even a bald eagle might eat the fish.
Okay. All right, so
I'm glad you can talk because I honestly am at a loss for
let's go back to the salads for a second, because when I first saw them, I'm like, oh, there's a piece of raw meat,
carrot,
which is true.
Yes,
but the raw meat happens to be a
pinky mouse.
Okay,
so which is a newborn mouse. Yes.
I see.
Okay.
So if you find that in your salad, say at Applebee's, you send it back, but the box turtles like it.
They're a big fan. I have to say I haven't tried it myself. But they do seem
Great
to be a
news.
big fan.
I like that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Where do you get your formula? Is that just like formula babies would do?
Yeah, so just like human formula and cow milk is going to be a little bit different, right? So too is the formula for our animals. And so we do have many different kinds of formula that we might use for a raccoon versus an opossum versus a baby bunny or squirrel, for example. So we have multiple formulas that we use, and we might adapt them to the species we have. All of this basically showcases that everything that we do in the wildlife clinic, we have to adapt to our patients. We have to look at the whole picture, not just what's wrong with them medically, but how do we make sure that the whole body is okay. So it gives our students an opportunity to practice their nutrition, to get a little bit creative with how food is presented or how they put it all together, and to be able to adapt to our patients.
And no disrespect to like nurses over there at Carl, but those patients can just call down to the place and order meatloaf. You have to individually create all these things for your patients.
Yeah. I bet that Carl would argue that they're individually creating plenty themselves.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are, but the box girl can't pick up the phone and order what he wants.
True. So do you usually, I mean, obviously these have been like frozen. Do you serve them frozen and then they eat like that, or they defrost and then...
So we typically will thaw them first. Occasionally we will make ice treats, and so we might, in an ice cube, put a mouse or some berries or something along those lines.
Fun summer treat.
Yes, a fun
type of popsicle.
Oh my gosh. Well, I know your students there at the Wildlife Medical Clinic are definitely getting lots of fun hands-on experience and learning opportunities over there, and this is just one example. Get. Are you even serious right now?
Thought I would offer. Sam?
You know you ran to the worms, right?
I will take that.
You can have the fish if you'd rather have the fish.
Animals.
The eyes stare
it is
right
not
at you.
happening.
If you would like more details on all the goings-on at the Wildlife Medical Clinic, this is fascinating stuff. I love it, especially because it creeps Heather out just a little bit.
It does.
You can go to our website, which is CILiving.tv.
Especially